this year. Like by far, I don't even know it's close even. It's not this season. Yeah, it's by yeah, come on. This is the best shit. Here we are. Rudeus be kidnapped, being traveled to some, GHISLAINE people, right? So of course I treat some extra GHISLAINE here because I'm really hoping that GHISLAINE is gonna appear, right? Like, I can't be the only one missing the ultimate waifu. And I think it would be fitting, right? That she would appear around now then, when they're meeting other people of her race, right? And similar stuff like that. Could be her home village, right? Could be some people she know. Could be her family, right? Who knows? So it feels like GHISLAINE should... this would be a good entry point, right? I guess, for her in the story again. And... I really hope so. She's clearly the coolest character in the anime. That being said, though, I'm not feeling overly positive about it. So I really love GHISLAINE, but I think I will kind of say that she... I want to spoil, other animes, whatever, but... whatever. So I'm going to spoil One Piece, okay? Let me use spoils on One Piece, right? So, warning here, warnings. She reminds me of Jinbei, okay? So, I'm gonna spoil One Piece here. Jinbei is like 10 years ago by now, right? I don't too much here. But my point is just that she really does remind me of Jinbei. In the sense that Jinbei, when he first entered One Piece, right, he was very, very powerful. As Shichibukai, is a very, very strong character. And what he clearly was gonna become like a best friends with Luffy and probably join the Sword or whatever. It was like very highly tested for that. Oda kind of pushed him aside for a long time, back and forth, some excuses, right? And the reason why, one reason why is because Jinbei was too powerful, right? If he joined them immediately, he would be like, oh, he's level 1000, it's not gonna work out, right? And I feel that GHISLAINE, that's why I think that she might not join, even though I really want her to join, but I could see her being, she's the mentor in the beginning, and then she's gonna teleport somewhere else, right? And if she joins here again, she's kind of like an easy mode character that kind of carries them, her whole muscular back, right? So that's the reason I don't think she's gonna join, perhaps, because if she's in the adventure, it becomes too easy, right? They have two powerful veterans, and Eris and Rudeus can use AFK, right? So she gives me like a Jinbei feel, where you clearly think she's gonna join, but at the same time you're like, yeah, but she's like level 1000 and they're like level 100. So she's way too powerful to join them on an adventure. In the season 1, when she was training them, right, it wasn't like really... Yeah, the drama wasn't there for an adventure. Now that she's traveling, and if she joins them, then she's gonna basically carry them. So that's why I'm against the joining, I guess. And also, just logically speaking, why she probably won't join, honestly. But anyway, let's watch the episode. Here I am, talking bad mouthing my best waifu. No, but I always feel like, I think hopefully she join now. I mean, of course, I don't know. Hopefully she does join. But I do think that she won't join, because if she joins now, it's too easy, right? It's gonna ruin the training, right? So, 3, 2, 1, and go. But that's just my take on it. I love her character, but I do doubt it though, in that sense, right? I think, honestly, that for me is a great comparison to Jinbei. She's very Jinbei over it. She's too powerful when she entered. Okay, so now she's stuck in some kind of cave or something. Looking all happy in this, it's bugs and shit. It's like, it's mushy, yeah, the toilet is a handy hole, and it's like, this place is great, yeah, it's like a hole there, I can take my, this is a dream place to live at, clearly. They give me some potatoes or something, I guess, like a potato and some veggies, yeah. So he's iterating over an amazing place he's living at. Great food and some kind of weird hole he can take a dump in or so on. allow his narration here. It's like, this place is amazing. It's better than my previous home when I was stuck in that household, yeah. That apartment, yeah, it's amazing. But this is why I could see GHISLAINE coming, right, and releasing him. She could be like, it's my my student, and I used to date his dad and so on, right? But no. Okay, so they're doing the opening in the jungle, I guess. Yeah, so the opening is almost like a storytelling, right? So you're kind of seeing the village here in the opening, I guess. That's nice. Yeah, see the little macaws flying and so on. quite a nice opening here, seeing the people and so on. Yeah, it's a nice, it's a very good fantasy opening, right? So in one way, I do obviously really love anime openings, but also kind of like what they're doing here, where they kind of show you kind of how it looks. They do some laundry here, take some fruits, right? So it's a nice way to kind of set the how we call it, the theme, the aesthetics, I guess, aesthetics, right, of the kind of the surrounding area. This is like, here is some, cat girls. They're putting some plants, and this guy is like, building a house, and kind of setting the tone of the village, whatever we call it, right? I like hearing so. What it reminds me of a lot, though, even though it's other games too, and so on, right, etc. It's definitely the book is right there. What it definitely reminds me the most of is like it's definitely Star Wars. yeah, even storyline. He's a C-3PO, right? Yeah, sorry, I'm spoiling Star Wars. Star Wars Episode 6, right? And you keep that by the Evox, yeah. And the Evox capture them, right? It's kind of a little bit like that. It's like they get taken to this village, right? And you're, yeah, he's basically C-3PO, right? Or whatever, yeah. He's basically living through that. Stuck in his cage here. There is his staff there, some, I guess, some cute guard here, some waifu. I like some Rudeus etchy stuff here. Oh my god, he's like, shut up, boy, stupid human. Yeah. They all think he's some kind of slave trade, right? Poor Rudues. Well, he didn't say that girl was responsible, but still, he's not responsible really for this. Allah, they have a very gracious censorship of his manhood here. Yeah, the prison bar is perfectly covering his man stuff. Yeah, perfect. Very, very good anime. If it was old school Dragon Ball, they wouldn't do that. How times have changed. Remember in Dragon Ball Volume 1? They just showed Goku's everything, yeah. Remember Akira Toriyama, he showed everything. Man, back in the days when I was a kid, man, he just went for everything, man. But I guess he's getting bored mostly. He's just like, shit, this place is a bit boring now. I like my hole, but now I'm tired of this hole. It's a really nice setting, though, yeah. But I think this whole idea of living in the trees is like a very classic fantasy thing. You can find it in everything, especially in JRPG games. So it's like a village, right? For example, last year I played Exona, not Gears then, but what is it, Blade? No, Exona Blade Chronicles. I played the remake. You had these furry Evox things in that game. They also live in trees, right? They're basically Evox. Yeah, they're kind of little fur balls, like literally. Or it was something like, I don't know, Castle of Arcadia. They have the Aztec people in that island, they're living in the trees and so on. I mean, this is like the most classic thing, right? But yeah, she really hates Rudeus. This woman, she's quite attractive. She's like, who's the oppa is bouncing. Very good at the anime. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna really like, yeah. This is why she hates him, because he's looking at her oppas all the time. See, I get what she's doing this stuff. She's like, damn, you little perv, yeah. This is why she does this stuff. It makes perfect sense, because he's like, yeah. Because Rudeus can't not stare at her oppa as bouncing. It makes perfect sense why she hates him. Yeah. Why wouldn't she hate him for? And it's like, I would need my friends to save me now, yeah. Little Erishan and so on. Actually, yeah, why are they friends, right? We're the Nakamas. But they're probably gonna save him eventually. If GHISLAINE, stuttering here, but if GHISLAINE doesn't come and save him, I would expect, of course his friends, Eris or whatever, to come and save him, right? Yeah, the other people, eventually. I feel he's mostly bored, yeah. It's like, but that's the kind of thing, I guess. I've never been in prison, but I would certainly think that being in prison mostly is the freedom itself. It's probably more the boredom. This is like, what can you do? Yeah, let's just sit there and do the same thing. Okay, another yam. Not a human. Okay, they're capturing someone else. Yeah. Welcome, man! This is my place! Of course! Yeah, this is my cage! God damn it, Rudeus. Yeah, no, like, come here! Welcome to my place! Yeah, I rule this cage. Yeah, it's like I'm your senpai in this cage. Like, yeah, I might be a kid, but I'm your senpai. Look at my hole over here. Oh man, this is great. Yeah, so I'm your senpai, the Kawaii-san. Let me teach you everything about the hole that I like. Yeah, it's like, oh man, Rudeus. He's way too happy being a prison kid, I feel. Well, this is what I mean. That now it's actually way funnier because now we can, play with this guy, right? Yeah, before he was like alone for X number of time, right? Just being bored. This is way better. Now I can talk to this random guy, right? Yeah, like this makes prison a million times more interesting. I am Rudeus, and he keeps showing. Maybe he can stop just being like, "Hello, man." Maybe he can stop doing this stuff though, and stop showing his boss in his face. Maybe that could be a difference, but he's the senpai after all. Yeah. Well, yeah, it's good detail here. You see one of the eyes, of course, has the foresight demon eye there, yeah, so the right eye has the red circle, red pupil. I will admit it's not clear to me if he always has the activated eye power, or if it's just at some times when he uses the power, if it's like, but I guess it's always active to some extent then, because of the eye. Oh, she's more abs now. Look at that waifu now. She's way more abbed out now in this scene here. Yeah, interesting. Nice. He's getting a massage here from his kohai. Very good. You gotta use your kohai, It's like, yeah, that's right, kohai, yeah. This fits like Rudeus to be like, that's right, I'm your senpai. You gotta give me a massage, yeah. Gotta get friendly here in the prison, yeah. It feels a very Rudeus thing to be like, that's right, man. That's right. Yeah. Family-friendly time in prison, man. Don't drop your soap when Rudeus is there. That's what I'm feeling, man. Rudeus, not the best guy, to to be in prison with. I don't know, but he kind of fits that guy who would be like, oh, you dropped your soap? Oh, yes. I see, yeah. That kind of how he feels, right? Man, this episode, it keeps just perfectly not showing Rudeus' manhood the whole episode. The whole episode is kind of almost seeing Rudeus' stuff, right? Can you give me some clothes this episode? Man, this anime. But yeah, the hot Onishan is gone, so no problems happening, right? So the guard has left here, so now we can escape or something. So something's probably happening. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, it's war. Or probably more like slave traders. But yeah, it's probably the traders, right? Capitalism is the best, yeah. Much likely so. What should we do, senpai? He's like, oh, not my bed! No! My hole! Well, there's one way to escape though, right? If the cage burns down, you can maybe leave the cage because it's no cage anymore. Okay, he's finally gonna use his power to escape here. Well, I guess he was playing, he was like, I'm just waiting for them to, respect me, right? That's the whole episode of finally put the clothes on! The half the episode has been Rudeus showing his, he's like, oh yeah, wanna be in my cage with me? Kohai-san! But here we go. I guess it's gonna be slave traders, right, of course. Oh man, that was a death immediately. What makes much money if you kill the waifus though? Yeah, come on, you gotta take them, right? Yeah, that's, this anime, of course, brutal as ever. Well, I guess it's how they, this is one way to get some slaves, right? It's a very brutal anime, as always. I mean, one of the benefits of this anime, it is very, very brutal in every regard. Well, yeah. This, and honestly, Read the Healer has like the two most properly, I guess, slave trades episodes this year. I guess just kill the men. Yeah, I don't feel they care about. I mean, maybe they can enslave the men too with some kind of mind or something, I suppose. But seems to be mostly sex slaves, right? This seems to be the goal. But I feel Rudeus now is gonna man up, right? Because last episode he's kind of, oh, should I help her? I don't want to get in trouble. But now he's gonna probably get to done some stuff, right? He's gonna regret his former issues and actually be determined to do something. See? Exactly. Now he's gonna be like, I'm gonna save them this time. And I guess this guy's like, yeah, I like you, kid. Let me help out or something. It's like, I'm your friend now. I'm gonna fight them too. Well, actually, yeah, this guy might be useless then. He got like some skills. Yeah, new friend there, new party member. It's like, I can do some stuff too. Here we go. It's finally gonna man up and, you know, be a hero. I guess you can like make a rain or something, right? To kind of, yeah, like some storm to pull off the fire at least. Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So at least gonna stop the burning. So this guy's like, I respect you, senpai. It's my senpai. I don't know. I feel Rudeus can take them. Oh, here we go. The GHISLAINE boy guy. Yeah, it looks like GHISLAINE, but a man. Interesting. Oh, that was nice. See, bloody anime. Yeah, here we go. Cast them down like flies. Honestly, you would expect them to be pretty powerful, given how incredibly strong GHISLAINE is. Yeah, honestly, aren't these furry girls kind of weak? Or maybe it's only GHISLAINE being this powerful? I guess they should train more, right? Because she would easily kill everyone. Yeah, I don't know. I feel her castings are pretty weak, honestly. Yeah. But here's got some slave cars or something. But yeah, these guys are easily killing them. So are they finally gonna accept Rudeus as a friend now? Oh, here we go. Yes, this is gonna be the guy who just saved. Yeah, a great save with episode 1 there. Great save. Exactly. He can't should let the pot fall on his head, right? They could kind of resolve the problems there. What is his plan here, though? He's like, I kidnapped one woman here. Yeah, and I'm alone otherwise. Yeah, this is a kind of desperate attempt here from a crazy bad guy, of course, but still. If you kill this girl, what's he gonna do to kill him, right? Man, he's really toast here. Honestly, I would say this is the perfect moment for GHISLAINE to enter and kill him in the back, right? This is the perfect moment for the ultimate wife to come in and kill him, you know, cut him in the back. Yeah, like this is the perfect moment for GHISLAINE to enter and save them here. Or to save the girl, I mean. Or to save Rudeus for this thing, but saving the girl, right? I would say so. Like, come on. Well, okay, maybe someone else can do the thing, but... Like, he's gonna, I'm gonna, like, order in front of you. Oh, I'm gonna get in and get some oppies. Like, what's his plan here? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, get on, touch some boobs before you kill me or something. Yeah, okay, great strategy. Yeah, you better get some before you die, right? Yeah, great strategy. But here we go, some of course. Oh, actually, okay, maybe it's competent. Okay. Honestly, I didn't see that coming. He actually could fight. This is actually what I didn't see coming. He actually could fight them to some extent. Okay, it's actually pretty good. Yeah, he actually just kicked their ass. Honestly, I did not see him just being better than the fighting. He just, oh, it was easy. Oh yeah, threw the girl at them, kick their ass, get the kidnapped girl back too. Like, oh yeah, he's actually really competent apparently. Now I see why he was so. Why he was so. My strategy is awesome because he's like stronger than everyone. What? I still feel it's the perfect moment for GHISLAINE to enter though, because again, she's the most powerful woman they have, right? I still think that definitely makes sense, but. So let's see here. I think someone's gonna come and stop him, right? I don't think Rudeus can do it, so someone's gonna come and stop him, right? Well, maybe Eris, you know, maybe, yeah. We have the other characters too, right? I mean, it's brutal here. But Rudeus should do something this time. There's no way he's gonna not do it this time, right? Oh, here we go. The pet he saves gonna do it. Yeah. It feels kind of random, but why not? I mean, he saved it last episode and now they're best friends, right? Here we go. Finally saved the girl. Yeah, it's like, that's my pet! This pet is clearly gonna join the party. It's clearly gonna pick up the dog, right? There's no way this dog isn't joining the party. He's like, this is my best friend. Man's best friend. Massive sized dog, yeah. Dog bigger than human. Yeah, of course gonna pick up this magical dog, right? There's no way the dog is gonna join them. That dog is clearly the new party member. Yeah, come on. It's like twice as a human, come on. It's a gigantic super dog. Clearly joining the party. Okay, so the girl is free. But, I don't know, but this guy actually beat the crap out of them, so... Well, yeah, he can use his foresight powers to kind of predict... Wait, why did the ground change? Honestly, but anyway... See, this guy is actually really good. I'm surprised how incredibly strong he actually is. He easily dodged yeah, okay. Yeah, nice. Man, it's a really nice animated fight there. Yeah. The best anime this is definitely of this anime. Ooh. Say, this guy is like seriously really powerful. What? This dog though, man, this dog is man's best friend, man. See? Oh, we can't hurt the dog, man. And yeah, the Kohai, he's kind of like also party member now. I think he's kind of earned his spot now to also join the party, right? Yeah, he finally gets it. There we go. Hopefully it dies now. I think this is an anime I think where they have to kill off the bad guys. See? Whoa. Yeah, he looks really dead. That is nice. This feels like an anime, right, where they actually kill off the bad guys. It's not like, oh, I captured him and I put him in jail. This feels like an anime where they actually just kill the bad guy. But man, that dog, if he's to join the party now, I'm gonna be very surprised. Like he has the whole episode, half the episode here feels him like doing this. But look at him, he's still there fine, all fluffy and happy. He's kind of a tank for Rudeus. And yeah, the Kohai is also kind of like, Senpai, we did it! I like how he's like, my Senpai! I love you, Senpai! So yeah, new Kohai, he has to join too, right? Or he has to be like a little temporary. Okay, now he wakes up by the dog? Come on! If the dog doesn't join, this makes no sense. This is like absurdly party member. Yeah, here's finally, you know, little Eris and so on. Finally there. Yeah, they finally found a place there. And she's kawaii. Look at that dog there. It's even more kawaii though. Oh yeah, he's gonna apologize of course for... That's that prison warden. They kept beating the crap out of him. Yeah, she's of course is like, I'm sorry! Doing the, you know, the end of the line in the back there. Yeah, because she kept showing dirt in his face and so on. But in her defense, he just kept being like, look, the oppas. He kept staring at her oppas all the time. And I was like, oh, boobies. So, yeah. I feel in her defense, what should she expect, right? He kept trying to grab her oppas. Like, come on. Like, he kind of asked for it. Oh, yeah. So, of course, Eris is the one found the village, you know, when they get... Yeah, you know, got your way up there. Certainly, goddamn it, dog is slain then I guess, but the dog kinda took her role there. Yeah, well this is man's best friend, right, to join in the team instead. I suppose. But man, the slave trader, he was actually really competent. Again, I'm very surprised how amazing he was at dodging stuff and flipping around and tricking them and everything. He was actually... like super serious and good at this stuff. And of course Eris is befriending them and it's all cute. Yeah, it's all kawaii. Still felt like a lot of people died there though, from this village here. Like they actually got killed, a lot of them. Wasn't that the perfect fix really? And yeah, Eris is super kawaii though, as always. Ooh, what's this now? Completely different. Yeah. Oh, Grandpa? Grandpa's a traitor, according to them. He's probably framed something. Is that Grandpa's being framed? Yeah. Man, that guy looks like super typically. That guy looks like super evil. It's like mustache twirling bad guy. Oh man, even killing Grandpa? Man, the ending here feels... yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the head goes over there. Man, they killed Grandpa? Just like that? That explains it to us? They just killed off Grandpa? What? Oh, come on, man. That cliffhanger ending was bigger than the whole episode, honestly. Just chopped off Grandpa's head there, yeah. First, I'm surprised they went with it. I thought they were gonna end it with, you know, like him raising a sword and then cutting away. But no, we saw the head rolling, so... Man, they just killed Grandpa there out of nowhere. That really felt out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay, here's Grandpa back. Oh, Grandpa's gonna be proud of us. Oh, Grandpa's dead. Oh, okay, then Grandpa got killed. I guess he was framed, though. I still, you know, going back to what I said earlier, that he was, it looks like someone framed him for that, but that was, I don't know, I mean, very little context to that. Maybe some after credits here. Let's just see if that's any credits here. But, yeah, Grandpa just got murdered, I guess, executed, but you know, clearly he was probably innocent. But I just don't know when they're gonna return back home, though. I feel like them returning back home can be... I don't know, yeah, they can be like next season, right? It's like, I don't know, that's gonna happen. But now if they're gonna return back home and their family is gonna be in hell of a trouble, right? They're gonna return home and their mansion's gonna be, I don't know, taken over, or... If they're gonna return home now when everything's gonna be destroyed, right? Like their families... You know, the goods or everything the family owns is gonna be taken, right? So yeah, let's go back to that. Review it, baby. Here it is. Let's see. We can start with Grandpa then. Yeah, let's start with the good part then. Of course, I'm the only. I'm like, what? Grandpa's dead? Let's start with the big part in the review. So, Grandpa gets executed. And just out of nowhere. I'm not saying it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that it does feel out of nowhere, though. Like, I'm watching the episode. Suddenly, yeah, it's like, oh, Grandpa is gonna be so proud. You know, GHISLAINE's gonna love us. We've been so good at this. And then it goes back to Grandpa. And the Grandpa's there with the king and all the nobles, right? And they're like, oh, he clearly betrayed us. Yeah, let's kill him. And it's dead. And it's like, okay. So, yeah, as an anime only, I really don't have much context to this, right? I don't understand really why he got killed. Or I mean, I understand it generally. That of course he went against the crown, speak, right? But I don't understand, you know, really why, what he has been, I'll say it, how it happened to this, right? So I wonder if it's gonna start. I wonder if it's gonna start like a side story now, or not a side story, but a story B kind of perspective, where we're gonna follow Rudeus and Eris, all right, on their adventure, and then we're also gonna follow their family members on, you know, back at home, right? This happens there. But what I think, I don't think we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna throw it out here to mention the reaction part. I think this generally, just at average, right, it generally means that when they come back home, everything is gonna be ruined, right? They're gonna come back home and their man-shammed, right, and their parents and everyone is gonna be like in jail or been killed, or so that's probably what it means, right? So when they finally return back home, they're gonna have to, of course, go and free their parents, right, and whatever, that kind of stuff, right? That's probably what this means. They're gonna have to, of course, how say it, you know, prove their innocence, something, right? Prove that Grandpa was innocent and that stuff. That I guess, but honestly, I don't know what's happened this season. I don't feel this season 2 here is going into that they're necessarily gonna return home, right? They can return home in like 10 episodes or 1 episode. I don't know. Doesn't feel exactly they're returning home in any moment, but you know, where was that guy with basically this swirling mustache guy? He was man, he looked super evil. Where was that scene? He looked ridiculous evil. He was like, I'm the bad guy, yeah. You know, like, this is the bad guy of the anime. At least I'm a lying noble guy. He really had a stereotypical super duper bad guy face. So they obviously questioned him for this thing. They probably framed him. I want to see, there was one frame with him kind of doing that. Oh, you have gone against us, old man. Mr. Grey Rat. Oh, here it is. Man, this guy looks like stupid. Here it is. This guy looks so stereotypical bad guy in this kind of noble fantasy, right? He even has the mustache. I'm just waiting for him to do like, yes, Grey Rat, I got you now. I'm just waiting for him to do the mustache twirling. Yeah, he has the mustache to do it, right? Yes. The mouth thing there is basically shaping into a mustache. But okay, so this guy is probably behind, and he's definitely part of why Grandpa was wrongfully convicted, right? Certainly so. Certainly so. Look at his face. Anyway, let's talk about Rudeus being a hero. But yeah, first minutes there, or sorry, last minutes there, his Grandpa getting it. Okay, so anyway, Rudeus, of course, finally stands upright. Because last episode was very typical Rudeus, being all, oh, should I do now, and so on, right? But then you see these girls crying, right? They're taking some slaves, kidnapping them, right? And he's finally determined to, save them, right? So, he gets triggered by seeing everyone crying and so on. Again, right? Of course, reminded me of the last episode when he failed saving that the girl was getting all right and got murdered. I was that damn scene when he's like staring at them. I'm trying to find the scene when he finally got that determination to do something. Come on, Rudeus. He was, there is, so there it is. So straight. Bam. He's finally like, I'm also a hero now. So, I think it's a great scene. Because of course, Rudeus always struggles. That's the last review, right? Rudeus always struggles with being a hero. And that's why he's a great character. He's a very grey zone character. Because he clearly is a good person. Rudeus is he's an obviously good person, right? But being a good person and always doing the right thing, it's not the same thing, of course. And then being a good person, and then also having the guts or the bravado to act, it's also a different thing entirely, right? So, like if you look at society at large, I think one good point is the bystander effects. We've probably heard about bystander effects, of course, being that if you have a lot of people seeing like an accident or whatever, right? The more people that are there, fewer people are gonna interact, right, and do something because they're like, oh, maybe that over there can save them or something. You know what I mean? So the bystander effect is that if basically, I think it's pretty obvious why. Because let's say that you're out walking, right, and this old lady trips in front of you, and you're the only person there. You're probably gonna help her, right? Because you're like, who else is gonna have the old lady? She's falling down here. There's no one else can do it, right? But there's like 1,000 people there, and she falls down. You're gonna be like, well, I mean, why can't someone? That guy is standing closer to her, and that woman over there, she's pretty close, Yeah, then you're expecting someone else to do it, right? So the bystander effects make people, do rescue people less, right? The more people you're there, right? There's other issues too. For example, that people are most people are very, very afraid of being embarrassed. So the more people that are there, people feel the fear of being embarrassed. So you rather do nothing and so on. Right? It's kind of egoistic and so on, right? And then, but of course, the Rudeus case is more like he has that effect of slightly bystander, but also a little bit of like, oh no, if I do something, I get in trouble. I might get damaged, right? I might get hurt. So he's always like dealing with that. He's still a good person, but it's not he's not obsessed, right? Being a hero. He's not really willing to maybe endanger himself to some extent, right? But here now he is right. So this is obviously a good, character moment for Rudeus. He goes a little bit from being arguably then too selfish, focusing on only saving him and his friends, right? And then he sees this girl getting Arden killed, right? She gets, in that episode in prison. And now he sees these other girls, like her cousins or whatever, right? Getting the same kind of thing, getting kidnapped and getting enslaved and so on, right? So he's like, no, not this time. This time I will save them, right? Yeah, seeing all these girls crying, right? And, he sees them, all these little girls, the little cat girls, they're all, crying and screaming and so on, right? And this time, of course, he's like, no, I won't let it happen, right? So yeah, like he's visiting, like he's standing there, right? He watches them all cry and so on. And then he's like, this time I will be a hero. So it's a good character moment for him, if it's consistent, I suppose. If he goes back next episode to be the same kind of indecisive, maybe I should interact with them, maybe I should do something. If he goes back to being that again, it depends on the context, of course. Here is a larger village being attacked, so it's hard not to want to save them. But still, though, like I would hope that he's going into becoming more heroic, so to speak, right? Because that would be, of course, character development, right? Going from being a little more selfish, and then he sees this girl getting, killed that episode, right? And now he sees all the girls crying, and he's like, this time I will save them. Not again. This time I will save them, right? So he kind of goes from like a little more decisive. Because of course the difference here is that for his personal sake, the difference is that he's endangering himself, right? So by saving these girls here, because he could of course just left, right? He could have taken his kawaii and just brought up, yeah. So by saving them, of course, he's putting himself in danger, right? And that's kind of the thing. Right? He wants to be a good person, but he doesn't want to put himself in danger that much, right? So that's kind of why he's a good gray zone character, because he's not obsessed with doing the good thing all the time, but he wants to be a good guy, right? So he's kind of like a, I guess as people call him, I guess like maybe neutral good something, maybe got the good. He probably deep down is got the good though, as an alignment. Just he's a little afraid, right? Yeah. But for example, he wouldn't be lawful good because he's not like obsessed by doing what is right. He's rather just a selfish thing, right? And it's obviously arguably neutral, but I don't think so really. And of course not evil. But anyway, so there's a good moment, and then of course he fights, the leader of them, right? And as a rest part, I was like, holy shit, this guy is actually really good at what he's doing. I was so surprised, honestly, that he was like owning them all. He was like flipping around and being like, oh, there's no problem, throws the girl at them as a weapon, and then he takes it back again. And like, I was impressed like hell. So yeah, like honestly, this bad guy, he was, again, I keep saying honestly, but I don't know, I did not expect him to be this competent, right? Because so they attack him, he throws the girl at them, right? The girl is kidnapped, they of course grab her, and then he stabs them, and then he takes it back. Yeah, I was like, what's he doing? I think that scene was brilliant, because then he threw her at them, right? Again, yeah, and then of course, like almost kills the guy, and then he re-kidnaps her. Like, you very rarely do you see the kidnapper guy being able to do that kind of flippy trick, right? When he uses the kidnapped victim as a weapon, yeah, and then retakes her back. It's like, it's like that's. So he was really good. Honestly, this was a very, very competent bad guy. And then, one thing I like is anime, even though they don't have that many bad guys, but yeah, it's always that anime feels very real, right? Sometimes less like very real, very brutal. And this again feels like, yeah, I like it. I like that the bad guy isn't just a incompetent buffoon, right? I guess I'm so used to seeing the bad guys being terrible at the job that he will just like throw away the hostage and then be killed, right? This guy threw her away as a weapon and then reused her, right? So he was thinking way ahead of time. So I really love, honestly, I really loved it. I got really excited during the action, but I really love this shit. This is one thing that I just really love, right? Not just anime, but just like competent bad guys. I just really love having the bad guy actually being competent and actually being adept at what they're doing, right? Even if he lost later and so on, he put up a fight. And then when Rudeus later like kind of kills him with his laser beam kind of thing, whatever, right? You feel like Rudeus actually defeated a strong bad guy, so the victory also feels more real because the bad guy did his best to not lose, right? So many other animes, of course, here, but most other animes, I would argue for, honestly, has too much plot drama, right? Where the good guy just wins because the plot wasn't to win. Sure, of course, he wins here, and you can argue it's plot or because it's OP or whatever, but, because the bad guy, again, then, really did everything he could, and he kind of owned the other guy. He kind of kicked their ass, right? Like it is here, he kind of just kicked this guy's ass, took back the girl and so on, right? You actually respect the bad guy. It is so much respect him as a skilled bad guy, right? You don't respect him as he's a slave trader, but you respect him for being like, you know what? If I don't like slave traders, but he's a pretty good slave trader at least. He's good at his job at least, yeah, So it feels organic, I suppose, organic growth that Rudeus wins, because he wins by maximizing his abilities, and this guy's also doing his best to win, right? And again, then, too many other animes, and also the anime, but live action, right? The good guy is like, I can do this thing, and the bad guy is like, well, I could teleport, but I forgot about that. How many shows haven't you seen where the bad guy has like 10 powers, but they stop using them in the mid-bad? Yeah, how many games or whatever, but the movies haven't you seen where the bad guy like forgets what he could do? Where, episode 5, the bad guy is like, I can teleport. Episode 7, he never does it again. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a one trick kind of thing. Yeah, you're like, why don't you ever teleport again, right? Because like this bad guy, I'm trying to find a good scene where he threw the knife. What's that? Lee was like a badass, man. Even who just foresight him, he can have like a flippery knife on his belt. Like this shit here, This shit here, the image is kind of weird because also I'm framing it, you know. But so, sorry for the bad image, but so in this image here, it's like the force, right? Rudeus has read his body correctly in his power, but he kind of has like a hidden knife. He kind of throws a knife. It's hard to see, of course, but he has a knife flying there, right, in the foresight. So again, yeah, this is like a really good bad guy, and I mean good as in competent. Yeah, he's a very competent bad guy. So even if Rudeus can predict his behavior and predict his manner, kind of Sharingan style, he managed to like still hit Rudeus because he's like, I had a hidden knife in my knee socket kind of thing, right? And like, yeah, so this bad guy was really good. But I guess I mentioned the good part, of course, the best part of it is that it comes back to that you actually like and you believe that Rudeus won, right? Kind of fair and square. I didn't mean by plot over. Plot over is kind of where the bad guy used AFKs, right? Plot over is where the bad guy should actually win, but doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? And then you don't feel that the good guy actually is either earning his victory or growing towards victory. So again, this is again when Mushoku Tensei excels. Mushoku Tensei is much better than most of the anime, especially this year. Much better. I think people see my channel, you know what anime I'm talking about, they have very, very opposite of this usually. Oh my god, yeah. This one anime I am thinking of particularly, where this thing is the reverse, right? Where the main character wins by the bad guy used AFK, literally. It's being like, oh, I'm gonna stop using my powers because why would I use them when you're a good guy? You know, like, yes, I have other powers, but well, who cares? Anyway, lastly, let's talk about his pet baby. Where is it? Yeah, I want to get the best image when the dog wakes up. You see Eris afterward. He's like, Eris-chan. But of course, the dog waking up, here it is. Yeah, he's like, Eris-chan, oppai lady. Yeah, you know, but it's the dog being like, yeah. So, this huge dog, right, man's best friend, if he doesn't join the party now, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I kept hoping during the reaction that GHISLAINE was gonna appear. I was like, GHISLAINE, give me my waifu. Like, someone's gonna come and save me. Give me my waifu, right? Instead, it's the it's, you know, it's the man's best friend, right? Second best hit to have after the waifu. A cute dog instead appears. But I mean, I would be incredibly surprised now if they don't take the dog with them. That would be so weird to me. This dog clearly loves Rudeus. He saved the dog from prison, right? Last episode. And now the dog, of course, helped him fight there. And it's basically like a gigantic dog, more or less, right? He has some more powers perhaps too, but mostly it's a gigantic dog. He can tank for Rudeus, because he's like a big talking tank, right? And, you know, the dog is clearly pretty strong, and he could avoid attacks, he could bite the sword and so on. So it's like a skilled dog, right? And one thing I'm thinking about, because as I always say, I love games, right? I play every game ever, basically. You know, but I worked with games for many years, right? And what I do, the genre I always come back to loving is, of course, JRPGs, right? And one reason why I like isekais and other similar animes is because they're very much based, right, on the JRPG. They're very much based, you know, on the Japanese role-playing game. I have one, let's go next to us here, you know, whatever, right? I have, you know, Nier in front of me here, right? And so on, you know what I mean? And in the JRPG franchise, or I mean the genre and the franchise, like fantasy, whatever, you almost always do get a dog, right? No, but like if you get a dog, you get some, you know, you always have this kind of animal thing, right? So if you play something like this is Suikoden, where you have 108 characters, you have a flying squirrel, you have a unicorn, you have a wolf, you have everything, you know, in between, right? Because there's so many characters in those games. And I don't know, like in Breath of Fire, you have Pekko. He's like a plant guy. He's like a living plant that can't speak. So he's kind of like, you know, kind of like a pet, right? And in Breath of Fire 4, you have the little robot that can't talk either, you know. So obviously it might be like a little mecha that can't communicate or whatever, a little robot thing or something. But I think people know what I mean. Right? It's very, very common in the JRPG games in this genre, right? Of course, very popular and also much what it is based on, with the levels and everything, right? That you have, like, you know, you have your human character, you have your elf waifu, right? Or some kind of foxy waifu, like, you know, GHISLAINE. You have your strong best friend, you know, the muscular top big friend, right? Very, very common guy. And then you have, of course, the cute, sexy, you know, friend like Eris, right? And then eventually you have to fight a dog or, you know, a cat or something. Right? Then it's just how they're always the party of five. It's how they're presented, right? For example, I have one Bleach poster behind me here. Bleach follows that to a key, right? So Bleach, spoilers here for Bleach then, spoilers for Bleach. You have Ichigo, typical, main character, right? Team Rudeus. Then you have, of course, Sado. He's the big muscular friend, right? You need to have that guy, right? You need to have the big muscular friend. Very common, right? Then you have Urahime and Ruka, the boobs, right? Yeah, you have boobs and boobs, so yeah. So you have, the skirts, right? You have some waifus there. And then you have the cat, which I won't spoil too much now. You have the cat, right? Yeah. You get the very cute cat girl, right? The cat that can talk, yeah. Like, you need to have that, right? Then you have the weird scientist Urika, and you also have the rival, of course, Ishida. So, but this anime now, because now, of course, he gets the dog, right? He gets the cat. Again, like, this very, very party thing, right? Adventure party. You need to pick up your animal, right? They can't really talk usually. So he picks up the huge dog. Okay, fine. What he lacks now, though, he lacks the rival, right? Yeah, that I guess what Rudeus lacks. He lacks to pick up someone that's like, because he has the girl in his own age, right? Typical, waifu, true love interest. He got GHISLAINE later, of course, which is the MILF love interest, the MILF waifu, the classic huge oppai waifu, right? That's not the true love interest, but just there kind of for flirt, right? Yeah. He got the big best friend and so on. Got the animal now. So honestly, if the anime is gonna follow that classic rule of party, he needs to pick up a rival. The kawaii guy is too much of like senpai, is too much of like a kind of a temporary friendly guy. So honestly, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Rudeus has to pick up a new party member eventually. That's gonna be more, I guess, antagonistic, right? He's Ishida. Oh, I'm stronger than you. I still kinda like you. He's Lao 10 or whatever, yeah. He's Vegeta, right? He needs to pick up a guy that's a little bit like, I will be better than you, Kakarot. He needs to pick up his own rival, I guess. Yeah, the adventure party isn't complete if he doesn't have a rival. He has the dog now, he has the animal party member, right? And the last thing he needs is the rival. He needs to find a guy who keeps telling him that he's better than him, and they keep, competing against that. And then, of course, this guy actually loves Rudeus. What I mean is, he's gonna sundry him. It's gonna be Vegeta, like, Kakarot, I don't like you or anything, except when you say my wife is so, but still I don't like you or anything. He needs to have a sundry, rival, right? And it could be either gender, right? It could be a cute girl. As Eris, to some extent, feels it all a little bit. I will admit, she's kind of a little bit sundry and so on. So she, of course, kind of feels out a little bit of the rival role. But I think she has moved far away from that now. During the adventure, right? She was more sundry before. Now she loves him, right? She's a little, yeah. So she's not enough, I feel, of like, I'm gonna be better than you with Maddie. I guess what he lacks in that sense, probably, is that he needs like a magician enemy, or like, antagonistic friend, right? Because the order of them are mostly melee characters, so Eris and GHISLAINE and so on, they're feeling, like a physical role in the party, right? The dog's also physical, so he needs to basically pick up like probably a man, but otherwise a cute girl that is like really into magic. And Roxy would make sense because she's at the sensor, right? So Roxy won't fit it. It needs to be like some kind of antagonistic mage character. That would be my guess. I'm just throwing it out there. If the anime is gonna keep following the typical JRPG port system, he needs to pick up, another mage that is like, kind of hates him, but actually kind of loves him, He needs to pick up that kind of best friend, maybe. Depending on if it's a guy, it's gonna be, they're actually bromancing, right? But otherwise, they're actually best friends. If it's a woman, it could be sundry. So that probably would be Eris then. So it's probably gonna be a male character then, because we already have a female sundry, right? But anyway, that's the review. What do you think? Party of 5? The dog clearly has to be party of his... needs to join the party, right? No, but I will be... everything I said, of course, will completely shatter if the dog doesn't join, I guess. Then my whole theory of the next party member being like a male boy magician is gonna completely shatter, right? If the dog doesn't join now. But come on, if the dog doesn't join, I don't know what the anime is doing. This dog is like... half the episode is the dog saving him, so... I have an incredibly hard time seeing them not taking their cute animal with them, right? Like, what else would happen here? Like, this is like the textbook case where you pick up the very useful tanky animal and help you on your adventure, right? I will be very, very surprised if dogs don't join them. But anyway, guys, last thing I say here, no Demon Slayer today, right? I mean, I have... I watched it last week, Demon Slayer today, if you don't know, it's just the movie, right? Disappointing. I think very much so. They just redoing the movie, so I'm not gonna watch it because I've already seen the movie. I think most people have seen the movie, right? Yeah, so I get back at doing like Demon Slayer reviews and reactions and so on in I guess 2 months from now, right? Roughly when the movie's over. I did watch it last week though, and it was fine, you know, ranking from episode, but it was definitely felt very filler. It's kind of on the side story of him, right? Not really doing the main story. So I'm looking forward to Demon Slayer, of course, coming back in December when it actually returns. Then I will obviously watch it when it's actually back with the, you know, after the movie, right? The continuation story. But I see you guys have a great day. And of course, I'm frozen, I can turn off.